All right. DJ Mel B.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Hello, hello.
Hello. You sound delightful. Dr. Scott.
There's Bob. Hey, Bob.
What up, Bob?
Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Bob, what's
I have a friend
up?
at home named Bob.
Well, I ain't never heard tell of such a name. I mean, that's not like a thing. Oh, wait. Well, listen to the sound effects I had for the Who Are These Podcasts thing, though.
Why, you...
I love it.
So we had to do a thing on Stuttering John's book.
Mm-hmm.
And I only got about 15 minutes into it, and that's as far as I could go. And I said, and I really appreciate the opportunity to, do a detailed analysis on this book. And oh, just wait, I just got one thing to do. It's got the thud.
I like the thud at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I need that.
All right,
That's
ready?
funny.
We're ready.
I think I'm ready.
with Dr. Steve. I've got diphtheria crushing my esophagus. I've got Ebola virus dripping from my nose. I've got
Get that question from Bob, will you?
exacerbating my
Not you.
woes. I want to take my brain out, blast it with the wave, an ultrasonic echographic and a pulsating shave. I want a magic pill for all my ailments, the health equivalent to Citizen Kane. And if I don't get it now in a tablet, I think I'm doomed and I'll have to go insane.
It's Weird Medicine, the first and still only uncensored medical show in the history of broadcast radio and the longest running show on this channel. I'm Dr. Steve with my little pal, Dr. Scott, the traditional Chinese medical provider who gives me street cred with the wacko alternative medicine asshats. Hello, Dr. Scott.
Hey, Dr. Steve.
And also in the studio, the return of DJ Mel B,
Hey.
a delightful nurse practitioner who's going to help us out with some COVID questions and some other stuff like that. Oh, a COVID question. I ain't never heard tell of that on this show. This is a show for people who had never listened to a medical show on the radio. If you got a question you're embarrassed to take to your regular medical provider, or if you can't find an answer anywhere else, give us a call, 347-766-4323. That's 347.
Ooh, head.
Visit our website at drsteve.com for podcasts, medical news, and stuff you can buy. I can't mention contractually. Most importantly, we are not your medical providers. Take everything here with a grain of salt. Don't act on anything you hear on this show without talking it over with your doctor, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, pharmacist, chiropractor, acupuncturist, yoga master, physical therapist, or whatever. All right, very good. So, hello, DJ Mel B.
Hey, how are you?
I guess I could call you NPLB, but or Mel B. That's harder to say.
You can call me whatever you want.
DJ Mel B sounds like you're a badass.
I am a badass.
spinning some tunes and stuff, or whatever the kids say today.
I think we're about to get so old we don't know any of them.
I know. I don't know anything. I know nothing. I was
at a
just
loss.
thinking about it. What do they say? Because you can't say you're spinning anything anymore because nothing's spinning.
No.
It's all electronic. Do you say you're going to dial the telephone, though?
No, I'm going to call somebody.
You're going to call somebody. Okay. So you wouldn't say dial this number? How would you say that?
Yeah, just
you would
call.
say it.
Call that
you
number.
would say call that number?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Like, call this number.
Because for the longest time, people were still saying dial, but we haven't had dials on phones in forever. Are you old enough to remember those?
Yes.
Oh, you
my
are?
grandmother had
Well, you're older
one.
than I thought.
And we would sit at her house and play secretary with the phone. The one phone that they had that was in the living room.
I love that story. So anyway, check out Dr. Scott's website at simplyherbals.net, simplyherbals.net. And happy birthday to Bill Schaefer. Dr. Scott was supposed to remind me last week.
And I failed miserably.
And you failed miserably.
That was 100% on me.
Now,
Dr. Steve gave me one thing to do, and
I did. I remember that at the end of the show. And who is Bill Schaefer? I don't know.
Who knows? He's a
J-
police officer.
Is he?
I think he is.
Oh, he's the thin blue line. Okay, maybe that's why. But he reached out on the voicemail and said, "Can you? It's my birthday. Can you do a shout out?" It's like, sure. Nobody ever asked me to do that. So that's who Bill Schaefer is. Just somebody who asked for us to do a shout out, and because no one has ever asked us to do that before, I said, "Hell yeah!"
Of course. And
Now,
I even wrote it on the top of my notes. It clearly says, "Happy birthday,
poor
Bill,
old
Bill the
Bill.
cop." And I
It is.
forgot.
I go on this baking
gosh.
Reddit. Now, this is going to be hilarious. This baking Reddit. And people will take pictures of cakes that they made for themselves for their birthday. and really, it's like,
That is depressing.
it is depressing. I get so sad seeing that. And they make these beautiful cakes. Like it's British baking show quality or beyond. I mean, really nice. All this intricate piping and all this stuff on there. And look, I made this for myself for my birthday. And I just imagine this poor person making this cake and being all excited about it, and then just sitting down and eating the whole thing, crying the whole time because they have no friends or, you know. It's awful. It's awful. And then, of course, everyone's like, oh, you know, good on you, mate, you know, because there's a lot of people from ain't round here on there. And you know, they get a lot of attention, so I'm sure that's part of it. Anyway, I posted something
But
to that once.
you know, Dr. Stephen, I think the really shitty part about this whole last 2 years is exactly that. I mean, a lot of people just don't.
You know what?
They don't get to hang out with their buddies anymore. They don't come over and have parties and birthday parties. And I mean, you know, you think about all these poor kids that used to be able to have these cool, you know, 3 and 4 year old
God damn
birthday
it, Scott,
parties.
you're making sense.
I know, dang it. Well, I had to. I feel bad about Brother Bill the cop.
Well, that's what it is.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday, Bill. God bless you. Hope you didn't make a cake for yourself this year.
I
know.
I mean, he's asking us for a shout out, and what if?
And I dropped it.
And you know, what if that was the only thing
that he was counting on?
he was counting
Was
on for his birthday.
And I screwed it up.
All I want for my birthday is a shout out from Dr. Scott, and he wouldn't even give
right.
it to me.
I know. I
Write it
screwed up.
down. We'll do better next year.
I did. And hell, it's still forgot.
We should put it on the calendar.
And I would still look at it and not, you know,
And not do it.
I'm one of those people. I don't make lists because I'll forget to look at the list. To do
Anyway.
I'm better off. I just
Just
never
go.
remember. Yeah.
All right. Anybody bring any? Well, so happy birthday, Bill, for the 10th time. Anybody bring any stories with them?
I've
We
got a
were
couple
going to
big
have NP Jazzy C. I don't know what her name's going to be. That's going to be her name. And her real name is Carissa, and she is one of our partners, and she is hilarious. Now, this could go one of two ways when she comes. It'll either be she'll hit it out of the park, or it'll be a huge train wreck, because if she gets nervous and just starts being
That's what
nervous.
the tequila is for.
That's right.
Oh
Well,
my
do you
God.
want some? Do you know
I
where it
might
is?
need to go get some.
Go get some. You know where it is,
I
right?
don't ever think I've seen
In
anybody
that
drink
cabinet?
She
In the
drank like a
cabinet under the
bottle of
little
tequila
sink
last
in
night.
the-
I finished
You
the
were
bottle. I
hammering
didn't
it.
drink
You were
the
hammering
bottle.
it. You were hammering. I was impressed.
Yeah. She makes a distinction between finishing it and drinking it.
Yes, I like it.
We
It's
didn't.
where now?
Okay, so down in the kitchen, there's that long, what do you call it, countertop with a little tiny sink in it, a dry sink, and underneath there is the tequila,
Okay.
and then
I'm going to go get it.
right above the oven are all the shot glasses or highball glasses or whatever you want
Okay.
to drink it with.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So I had to stop buying the expensive bourbon. I have a friend, Mike, this guy named Mike, and I went over to his house, and he's highfalutin. I mean, they've got money. It's ridiculous. And it was cold, and I was there picking up a Christmas present for Tacey because he and his wife own an art gallery. And they said, well, you want some bourbon? It's like, I don't like bourbon. They said, well, you'll like this. And I had tasted it, and it shot my brain into outer space.
you
I mean,
away, huh?
it blew the top of my head off.
Cool.
And I've been buying bourbon ever since. But what happens is I like the taste of it. I like the burn. I got to have something that's got a heavy burn to it. I mean, I want it to hurt when it goes down.
Yeah.
and hurt up in my nose and the back of my throat. I just love that, and then that warmth you get as it goes down.
Right
but
on,
I
yeah.
like it. I like the taste of it. I don't have a. I mean, I know everybody says they don't have a problem drinking, has a problem drinking, but I don't have a problem drinking. But I like it so much that it's hard for me to stop. And so what I end up doing is something that sounds like someone that has a problem drinking. Is I will take all my bottles of bourbon and I take it to my friend Rick's house.
Okay.
They were here once. Were you here when they? I think it was a week you weren't here. He and his wife sing, and he writes songs, and he was here. But anyway, he has all these half empty, half full. For him, he's a bottle of bourbon half full type person. Half full bottles of Willets and other kind of pricey brandies. There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
So
a
here
girl.
comes DJ Mel B, and she's got.
That's our girl.
We're going back to old school weird medicine. If you drink enough of that, so you got some Lunathul, which is not bad tequila, and a Minion shot glass.
Yes,
you
I
didn't
got
get
the
the weird
Minion.
medicine shot glass. There's
I
one
didn't
down
see
there.
it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll give you one. Anyway, so we'll see. So we're going to do a drinking show, and we'll just, by God, see what happens at the end of an hour where DJ Mel B is.
Oh, we know where she'll be.
Needing a
right.
ride.
So we need a ride.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
if that's the worst thing, then you'll be doing pretty good. I can get you an
Exactly
Uber.
right.
All right. So while she's opening that, Scott, did you have anything? And then we'll go get to questions.
Yeah, actually, I had two interesting
Okay.
and two positive things, Dr. Steve.
Okay.
We're starting out the year on a positive note.
Good.
I should have done something about memory, but maybe that'll be next week. Man gets genetically modified pig heart in world's first
Oh, yeah. I
transplant.
like this. I like this.
It was incredible. Yeah.
I'm surprised it took so long.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that they had to modify the pig genetically so that it didn't have certain markers that would cause someone to vigorously reject it. Is that what happened?
That is exactly what happened.
Oh,
And
I'll get myself one
Yep.
of these then.
they
Oops, wrong one. Oh, anyway, go on.
That's okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Give yourself a bill.
I was a little delayed, but
It's the second actually pig organ transplant. Like the first one was a kidney a couple years ago,
okay.
and that was done on a person who was brain dead, and they had permission from their family.
Wow.
So they did that first just
To see,
Yep.
because people say, "How do you do this the
Yep.
first time?" That's one way to do it.
That's exactly
is
what
to have a brain dead person that's said that they were
Their
wanting
body
to
to-
donate their body to science.
which is so awesome.
And when people hear that term, I'm going to donate my body to science, what they think of is medical school cadaver
Yeah.
or body farm.
Right on.
But there is other stuff
Yeah.
that you can do. What, you want to be at the body
I want to
farm?
be at the body farm.
Really?
Down in Knoxville.
You
Yep.
want your dead boobs just
Laid
seeing how
out
they
for everybody.
decay and
She's
stuff?
not
That's what
even
they
had
do.
a full drink yet. That's kind of
Really?
yeah.
Well, I
She's
took
working
part
on
of it.
So the body farm. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I want to
well-
go to the body farm.
Well,
when I die.
let's talk about body
Yeah.
farms. Hold that thought. I want to talk about that because the body farm is interesting. But
is cool, yeah.
there are other things that you can do when you donate your body to science, and this is one of them.
One of them. That's great. And so this guy's a 57-year-old, and what he had to do was to take this genetically modified pig heart because he literally was in such terrible condition. There were no other
Yeah,
options.
sure.
Nothing. Evidently, thousands and thousands of folks every year die waiting on a transplant.
Absolutely.
List, Dr. Steve. And you know that. You know that. I've seen it.
The liver transplant, folks, it's really tough because you get somebody that's end-stage liver, jaundice,
They need it now.
encephalopathy, meaning they're having trouble thinking properly,
Yeah.
and they've got ascites, so, big
Huge belly.
big
and-
belly full of
yeah.
fluid, but they're 5 months and 15 days since they quit drinking, and they're going to die in 5 days.
yeah, it's
but
less
they
than a
got
week, yep.
15 days before they're 6 months sober. They can't get the liver,
Yeah.
and part of that has to do with the scarcity of the liver. It also has to do with they want to make sure they're transplanting people that are going to get some
Appreciate
use
it.
out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we had more livers, maybe we could go be a little more slack with this.
Yeah.
But I've seen lots of people die waiting for a transplant.
Kidneys, I see a lot of with kidneys, especially renal failures and things of that nature. But it was really incredible. But the really interesting thing about this article is that they what they said, because of that one person that allowed them to do research with the kidney from a pig is they knew they were going to have different anti-rejection medications.
Right.
So they were expecting it. They were kind of prepared for it. So this gentleman, at 57 years old, is doing well. 3 days after, and now this was 3 days ago when I got this article. So I don't know how old or how he's doing today, but as the last check, he was doing well. So that's really exciting. And you think about it too, Dr. Steve. If somebody is a transplant candidate and they find a matching, kidney or heart or something that's halfway across the United States, that's a whole nother issue. Whereas if you can culture them and grow them in a lab,
well, that's the ideal.
Heck yeah, that'd be ideal.
Because the PETA folks would say, okay, now we're going to be raising pigs for the sole purpose of harvesting their organs.
Which is not true. You use them for bacon when you have to get the organs.
Well, true, but of course.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
But I'm saying that's what they'll say.
Yeah, you're right.
For the same reason that people don't like stem cell research that comes from fetuses because, well, then you're, the argument is you're just doing, I forgot to turn the cameras on, doing abortions for the sake of advancing medical research. So I hear that argument. So the ideal would be to be able to go to the next step is just grow these things in the lab from some pluripotent stem cell of some sort. And that would be awesome. In the same way that we need artificial placentas for preemies. Wouldn't it be nice if instead of taking a premature baby, that's delivered early for whatever reason, and putting them in an incubator and trying to get them to respond and give them high doses of oxygen that can cause problems with their retinas and stuff like that. And instead of doing that, hook their umbilical cord to a machine and stick them in a vat of saline and let them develop there. And, for the next, so that's an ideal, is an artificial placenta. So we have a lot of cool frontiers. How about figuring out how the brain works? So that we're not just dumping bucket loads of serotonin in someone's brain and hoping it makes their depression better. Because that's really what we're doing now. You do brain biopsies on people who are depressed, and you notice that their serotonin levels are low. So you give them drugs that just throw literally a boatload, well, not literally, figuratively, a boatload of serotonin in there, and just pray that that's what makes them better. And we're not really dealing with the underlying problem. We're just kind of treating something that requires a staple with a mallet, basically. Anyway. But that's cool. That's cool as hell. Now, people say, well, don't they use pigs and heart stuff all the time? And the answer is yes, we use pig valves.
Yeah, sure.
So if your life expectancy is 10 years or less, they'll use a pig valve. But that is washed of antigens. It's just the structure. And the body will put grow its own structure on there. And so it's just a scaffolding on which regular cells can sort of attach. And the nice thing about the pig valve is if you do it right and your heart is beating normally, you don't need anticoagulation, unlike the mechanical valves. So let's talk Body Farm.
Yeah.
So talk about DJ Mel B. You've obviously researched this. Talk a little bit about what the Body Farm is and what it's used for, and why in the hell you would want to lie naked out there for everybody to see your naked dead body decomposing in a body farm.
That's how she rolls.
That's how it goes, girls.
Yep.
So my background before I became a nurse,
Yep.
I was in criminal justice.
Well, that's right. I forgot about that.
I remember you saying that before.
So the Body Farm, they do a lot of research on how bodies decay in different environments, like in the water and just out in the woods, in a vehicle, in a coffin, just how bodies decay so that they can study, and when they come across dead bodies in real life, they can kind of get an idea as to how long they've been there, what might have happened to them.
So you know how long the person's been there. And have you ever been to the Body Farm?
No, I haven't. I want to go so bad. I can't stand it.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you've come a long way from forensics to what you're doing now.
Well, yeah.
That's interesting.
But it's kind of a combination of the two things.
Yeah.
My past in criminal justice and
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
current medicine.
Okay. Well, again, that's something that you can donate your body to.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not
plan on it.
using it anymore.
No. And then I'm going to be cremated and throw my...
So how long do they have you in the body farm before they just, I just imagine them coming and grabbing you and the tissue just scooping you up with a shovel.
with a bulldozer and dump
Yeah,
her
I'm
ass
not exactly sure how long you
I
lay
guess
out there
it
and-
depends on when they don't need you anymore.
They do different things. They'll put you in different situations, like in a car
Oh,
in
yeah.
the woods or in the car under water.
Or bury you under,
Bury
like if
you.
a serial killer buried
in a
somebody.
plastic bag.
And they can tell what bugs are on there at different stages.
Exactly. It's so disgusting.
Yeah, like dermestid beetles will.
And maggots.
Yeah.
Yeah, a buddy of mine went through that program, and when they worked for TBI for a while, and now FBI, he's pretty high up so he goes in and does a lot of those cases.
Huh.
Pretty cool. Yeah, pretty
That's
cool.
neat.
Sure did.
Well, good for you.
Cool, man.
So we had this guy James Bird on our show. He came in third and the funniest person in the Tri-Cities competition.
Way to go, James.
But he runs a company that does medical research on people's bodies after they die, and I've played some jokes on him, and we were buddies before he entered the contest. And I was like, oh Jesus, why are you really? You're entering this? Because I just knew he was going to tank. Hell, he almost won.
Oh, wow.
If the people from Bristol hadn't voted more times for Brian Morton, who was also our friend,
Yeah.
I think
He
James
stacked the deck against him.
Yeah, James, he would have come in second
Yeah,
anyway.
James was really good.
No, he came in second. He would have won.
Yeah.
Because Jenny McKinney came in third, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yep.
She's been on the show, too.
Yes,
And
she has.
she's hilarious, and
She's
she has
hilarious.
a podcast,
great.
too, which we should plug. It's like something Genergy or something like that. It's hard to say. But anyway, so my last prank that I'm going to play on James is that when I die, and he's younger than me, when I die, I want to go there, and he'll have to deal with my naked dead body on his slab.
Yes.
Cutting my knees out and stuff like that, and shipping them off to orthopedists.
Hell,
and-
Dr. Steve, they won't have anything worth using left. By the
That's
time you die,
right.
you'll be 90 damn 8.
Well, I don't know about
with your
that.
old, with your
If I make it through the
longevity.
next year, I'll be happy. Just put it that way. But
you better.
the
I want a lock of your hair when you die.
they'll well, you can. Tacey will give it to you.
Okay.
I'll give it to you now.
And
I mean, why do
I'll
you want-
wait. I'll wait.
Okay.
I want a tooth, just a tooth.
Just a
Yeah,
tooth.
just a tooth. Any tooth will do.
I could probably do that too. My across the street neighbor is my. You
It'll
know
have
what?
some gold in it, or maybe silver.
He's my oral surgeon. He's got 2 of my damn teeth. I wonder what they did with those. I want those.
I think he's got part of my jaw where I broke my jaw.
Why
years
won't they
ago.
give you that stuff? How is it theirs?
I don't know.
Now that shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
I've had people say, I'm having my gallbladder out. I would like the stones, and sometimes they can get them, sometimes they can't. It's like, well, how do you own them now?
Right. I don't know.
I asked for my appendix back, but they wouldn't give it to me.
That's
either.
bullshit.
I know,
Once
assholes.
they do, I mean, obviously they have to take them and process them, look at them under the microscope, make sure that there isn't something there that
That
they
should
weren't
Pathology
aware of.
on them, but
You're right.
Yeah, do pathology on them.
Mm-hmm.
Look for cancer or anything weird in there. But then after that, why can't you just have it?
Mm-hmm.
You
They say
paid
no.
for it. You paid a
I paid-
lot of money
Well,
for
my
it.
parents paid a lot for that. when I
Well,
was young.
still, I mean,
Somebody did.
even if your insurance paid for it, you paid for the insurance, so that shit should be yours. We need to look that up. Now I'm mad.
How do I get my appendix back?
hey, while you're looking that up, do you want me to give you
Yes, please.
give you my other topic?
Oh, please do.
Now, you talk about good news. Now, this is really good news. You thought that last one was good news. This is better news.
Okay, all right.
Well, this is even better
Let's
news.
hear it.
Looks like cannabis compounds stopped COVID virus from infecting human cells in a lab study.
In vitro.
Hey, but so.
Okay.
Hey, come on, man. We got to give it up
Okay,
for the,
all right.
for the
all right,
weed.
All right, I'll give it.
So that was my show prep.
No, okay.
Good job. Mine's weak.
His show prep was trying to prevent COVID by doing weed.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
talk to us about the study. Obviously, it was done in the test tube.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what else stops COVID from infecting cells in the test tube? Bleach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can we just not run some bleach or something
yeah,
through our blood?
exactly. All right.
Oops.
So in the test tube, lots of things happen. There's a big difference between, an environmental process in a test tube that sometimes can be biologic, but not always, and something actually happening in vivo, meaning in a human or in a living specimen.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about too. It was able to block the A and B variants of a virus in a laboratory, but they have not had enough time to study it against trying to pick up the COVID virus. But in the only thing I would think is that one thing we know is that nasal steroids help to block the COVID. I wonder if we could.
Does it help to block it, or does it help to decrease the inflammation in the nose so that you don't lose smell and taste as readily?
And you might be right, but my understanding was it helps to block the receptor sites. But now I'm not saying that. I'm
not seeing that, but
yeah.
I
think from the steroids.
That might be misinformation, Dr. Scott.
By God, it wouldn't be the first time today or this year, would it? But you think maybe that'll go on my next.
There is some data on using intranasal steroids in COVID-19, but what I saw was
probably just for inflammatory response.
Yeah.
I was just thinking maybe if this is true, maybe I need to start putting some cannabinoids in the Simply Herbals sinus spray.
Well, can you do that?
Hell yes, I can. Because remember, it may be I could use hemp. I could use CBD. It doesn't have to be THC.
Yeah.
No.
So I could actually use hemp.
Okay,
oil.
now wait a minute. Now here's a study finds cannabis compounds prevent infection by COVID-19 virus. Now is this the same thing?
No, that's not what I've got, but I believe you.
Compounds in cannabis can prevent infection from the virus that causes COVID-19 by blocking its entry into cells, according to a study published this week by researchers affiliated with Oregon State University. What a surprise. A report on the research, cannabinoids block cellular entry of SARS-CoV-2 and the emerging variants, was published online on Monday in the Journal of Natural Products. Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah, well, okay. I've published in some shitty journals myself. Let me see. Researchers found 2 cannabinoid acids commonly found in hemp varietals of cannabis, and that's, cannabigerolic acid. I've never heard of that.
You mean
one.
to try to pronounce it?
Yeah, please do. CBGA.
Do not ask me.
Oh, shit. No, you don't want me to do it.
And cannabidiolic acid, also known as CBDA, can bind to the spike protein of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. Wow. Okay. So I could see an inhaler with this stuff if this bears fruit.
Or a nasal spray.
Do
Or
they
a
need
nasal
study
spray?
subjects?
Yep. Yeah, right.
I'm going to try that. Because
They're not controlled substances, so they don't get you off. But,
Right.
No,
they
why not
won't.
just throw a little Delta 8 or Delta 9 THC in with it just to make it interesting? So, yeah, okay. That's interesting. I want to see human studies, obviously. But it says, although further research is needed, they noted the study shows cannabinoids could be developed into drugs to prevent or treat COVID-19. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, I'm glad to see finally, after all this time, that we're starting to actually pay attention to therapeutics.
Yeah,
I mean, the vaccine's great, but we're seeing, I just have my medical student, double vaxxed with the booster, hacking in my office the other day. I said, go get tested. She's positive. So it doesn't prevent infection, but I am very confident that nothing will happen to her because
she
of
might
the
feel a
vaccine.
little rough, but she'll be all right.
Now, but wouldn't it be nice if we could prevent her from even feeling rough by having something that she could take in the early stages to prevent her going into the heavy stages? Now, she's not at risk, so right now they wouldn't give her anything.
Right.
But we've got some. We have molnupiravir. It prevents going to the hospital 30% of the time compared to placebo for people at high risk. And by high risk, I mean over 65, obese people or people with immune deficiency or people with diabetes. Now, Paxlovid, the ritonavir and the other thing, combination is a combination. You have to take 2 pills when you take that twice a day. It's 90% effective, but it does have some adverse effects, including some effects on the liver and some other things that make me not want to just throw it into the mix willy-nilly. You'd want to use it on somebody if you can't get the monoclonals, which we can't right now, or if they're really high risk, have one of these people with 4 comorbidities, they got to have something.
Right.
Early IV remdesivir. We've all seen remdesivir in the hospital.
Right.
It's okay, but it wasn't the yay kind of situation that we hoped it would. When you give it to people at risk who are not sick enough to go to the hospital yet, it prevents hospitalization by 90%. But it's an IV. We don't have a pill form of it yet that we can just throw at people.
Okay.
So but that's awesome. And that's off-label, but it can be given now, even off-label. As a matter of fact, because the sotrovimab, which is the monoclonal antibody that is good against Omicron, is in such short supply. The poor bastards that made Regenkov, they were just cranking it out, and then all of a sudden it's like it just came to a screeching halt with this new variant. And so this sotrovimab is effective against it, but it's in short supply. So there are health systems now that, even though it's off-label, are gearing up to say, okay, if we can't get that, we can at least do the IV remdesivir. And then there's another drug that can be used as pre-exposure prophylaxis for people who are at extremely high risk of becoming severely ill with COVID-19. And it's called something like, oh God, now I'm having a senior moment. Look up pre-exposure prophylaxis,
Okay.
COVID-19, and there's a drug. It's Diprisheld, something like, God dang it. Oh, now I sound like an idiot. Evusheld, EVUSHELD. So if you know someone that has a severe immunodeficiency, or is otherwise at high risk and has not been exposed to COVID-19 yet, but if they do get exposed, you're pretty sure they're going to end up on the ventilator, they can get this stuff, this EVUSHELD, Evusheld. And it is long-lasting protection. So it's not for people who have COVID. It's not for people who have been exposed to COVID. It's for pre-exposure prophylaxis for high-risk people. So that's out there too. So that's good news. So we're seeing more and more research geared toward therapeutics. I've said from day freaking one, if you go back and listen to some of my early COVID sit reps that I did at the beginning of the pandemic, even before it was called a pandemic, that what's going to end this will be a therapeutic that will keep you out of the hospital.
Right.
Because then it just becomes it really does become a cold at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's my least favorite part of the job.
Yeah. What?
Is all these COVID patients.
I know. It's just we are naming the spaces between rooms in the emergency room with room numbers now.
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous.
So you have room 2 and room 3, and then you'll have room 2C, and that's actually the space between those two, and you can put a stretcher there and have a patient there. At least you know where they are when they say they're in 2C.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's unbelievable.
I had a patient the other day.
Screw HIPAA.
like
Go
that.
ahead.
Yeah, I had a patient like that the other day. It was 2 hallway,
Yeah.
and I didn't catch the hallway, and I went in room 2, and that patient was on a ventilator. I was like, wait, my patient's alert and oriented. Something bad has happened.
Oh, yeah. Right. But they were in 2H because
They were in 2H.
the hallway.
Yeah, they were in the hallway. It's
And
sad.
now, the reason we're seeing this uptick in the hospital isn't that because Omicron is that bad, because it's not. If you go to covid.stoutlabs.com, STOUTLABS.com, covid.stoutlabs.com, look at the United States, get rid of everything else, and then look at new cases. You'll see this massive spike, biggest spike we've seen since the beginning of the pandemic.
Okay.
Then look at new deaths, totally flat.
Right.
Now, if the spike weren't as high as it is, you would actually be seeing a decline in deaths, right?
Sure.
Does it make sense?
Relatively.
But it's if you calculate the difference in the number of cases versus the number of hospitalizations in Delta, which peaked 9/7, which was the day I got it. I got it the day of the peak when you look back at retrospective data.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was a very auspicious day. Also, Tacey's birthday.
Yes.
She had
I
the
remember
worst
that.
birthday ever.
Poor thing.
And then look at the difference between the number of cases and the number of hospitalizations now. The difference is enormous, comparatively speaking. So the data is bearing out the contention that Omicron is less lethal than all the previous variants before it. The problem is that there's just so many of them. That's just the magic of huge numbers. We're still seeing lots of cases. But I'm waiting for, if you go to covid.statlabs.com, look at the peak. And when you see, if you'll activate the Bollinger Bands, which we use in technical analysis for the stock market, when you see that green line pull away from the top band 2 peaks in a row, we're ready for a downturn. And every single variant that we've had has followed that mode. So that's happened every single time. So that's a good indicator that we're heading for a downturn. And you can see that before you actually see a downturn in the smooth moving average. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, all right. Fun with statistics, everybody.
Sadistics.
Didn't know this was math class.
Statistics, not statistics.
Anything else that we want to do?
Statistics.
Number one thing, don't take advice from some asshole on the radio.
Those were very good things, Dr. Scott. You brought good stuff today.
Thank you.
I'm going to
Thank
give you but that's all you get.
Do you want a shot of tequila?
Better not. Don't do that.
He just doesn't. He's scared to share a shot glass with you. That's what
You
it
can
is.
drink straight from the bottle.
I don't think you've got anything I haven't had at least twice. I'm pretty sure.
I'm good.
Well,
pretty
okay.
disease free.
Breasts and a vagina. I don't think you've had either one of those twice, or have you?
True. That's true. That's true.
Not these.
Not those. No,
Well,
not
not
those.
those, but I mean, anyway, that was not a
Well, let's get hot in here,
joke,
Dr.
sorry.
Steve.
Quick question
It is
about
Ooh, a question.
being put under for
Oh, wait, we had a question from the peanut or the waiting room, right?
Peanut gallery.
Not the peanut gallery, the waiting room. Remember at the beginning of the show, I said, "Hey, someone has a question, and we need to grab it." No.
Oh yeah. I'll go back and find it. I'll go back and find it.
Okay. Well, we'll do this one, then let's do that one.
That's cool.
Okay.
Hi, Dr. Steve. It's Tom from Michigan. Quick question about being put under for medical treatment. Obviously, there's risk involved with that, but how many or what percentage of people would you say have complications from getting put under? I mean, some people obviously don't wake up. Obviously, I'm assuming it's a thing. It's something that scares me and my wife to death. Hoping you could expound upon it. Thanks, Dr. Steve.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what kind of anesthesia you're going to have. If you're having general anesthesia, it usually means that something really, striking is happening to you. Particularly, whoops, oh, wait a minute. Something happened. Hang on. We're not recording anymore. Okay, yeah, we had a technical difficulty and his call got cut off. But what he's asking is, what is the risk of having anesthesia? So there's anesthesia, then there's anesthesia. If you're talking about regular local anesthesia, there's almost no risk to that unless someone injects your penis or your finger with lidocaine that has epinephrine in it. Mm-hmm. So any medical students out there, do not inject lidocaine with epinephrine into an appendage or a penis or anything that is, has a terminal blood supply. Because what happens is it blanches. The epinephrine is a vasoconstrictor. It's adrenaline. Mm-hmm. It constricts the blood vessels, but it'll constrict the little tiny vessels.
Right.
In the fingers or the penis, and then they might just slough off. Mm-hmm. which sloughing is an onomatopoeia. It sounds like what it sounds like, just slough.
I want to see that one day.
You want to see it happen?
Yeah, I keep waiting for that to happen to me, but it doesn't.
Well, just
happen.
don't use epinephrine in your lidocaine if you're numbing somebody up. The reason that they use epinephrine is to reduce bleeding because it contracts and constricts those blood vessels. But we can control bleeding now, so I never use epinephrine. I don't do the kind of surgery that requires epinephrine when I inject it. So I just never have that problem. And if you are going to inject a toe and numb it up. So here's one. You can slough somebody's toe off if you put a rubber band around the toe as a tourniquet and then forget to take it off.
Yep.
Yeah.
So don't do that. So we always recommend, and the way I teach it is you take the rubber band and loop it around the toe and then clamp it. And then that way nobody can pull their sock on with a friggin' clamp on their foot.
That's what they did when they removed my daughter's toenails.
There you go. Yeah.
They just put a little rubber band around it and
But they clamped it,
They
right?
clamped it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
clamp
she
it.
had
So you
like
don't
a
actually twist it
clamp on each
around.
foot.
You just pull it, you loop it around, and then clamp the two ends of it. And that's why you do that, is so that you have control. You can get rid of, you can undo the pressure in a second if you
Right.
need to. But the main reason is so that you don't leave it on there,
right.
because that's catastrophic. Now, if you do a procedure that has a catastrophic adverse event one time in 1,000, it's going to be hard for you to tell if you to compare that to a procedure where it has an adverse effect one time in 100,000. Now, the one time in 100,000 procedure is 2 orders of magnitude safer, but you will have to do a ton of procedures before you ever figure that out. That's one of the problems, that people have this sort of outcome bias. Well, everything went good last time, so it will next time. So you have to be very careful. But that's not what this guy's talking about. They're talking about anesthesia-related adverse events. And did you find anything, Scott?
No. I was looking up at anesthesia. I thought you were looking up the anesthesia.
Well, I did.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
I'm
wondered
sorry.
if
No.
you looked up anything.
No.
I've only taken care of one patient that had that problem.
That had what?
Sloughing off penis?
Well, no, that was a separate incident.
That was different. Okay, yeah. That was from.
That was her boyfriend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that he had been.
Because she
knocked.
has some, super herpes.
Yes.
I have super herpes.
She passed on.
I will never have another date
She
again.
passed on ringworm to his penis and ate around and sloughed it off.
That would make an interesting story.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, let's don't do that.
Well, so I do have a thing. This is major incidents and complications in otherwise healthy patients undergoing elective procedures. Results based on 1.37 million anesthetic procedures. And it says cases from 1999 to 2010 were filtered. Cases were defined as elective patients classified as ASA physical status grade 1 and 2. That's somebody without relevant risk factors that resulted in death or serious complication. And these were general anesthetic patients, if I am correct. So of 1.3 million patients, 36 people died. And that gave a complication rate of, 26 per million. And for those with possible direct anesthetic involvement, it was 7.3 per million. So if I gave you those odds, you would go straight to Vegas and bet everything you've got. Everything you've got.
Yep.
So there's a lot of procedures done, so there are going to be some people who die. But it's amazing, out of 1.3 million people, only 36 died, and it was less than, let me see, if 26.2 per million, so a third of those, so about a third of those, so maybe 12, 13 of those actually died because of an anesthetic involvement, a problem. Sometimes someone will be intubated improperly or things like that, but that is so incredibly rare. I've never seen it. Now, you said you had one. You can't. Okay, well, don't talk too.
No.
You can speak in general terms, but we have to be careful.
Well, it
about
was just a
hip-hop.
surgery patient
Yep.
that did not wake up after.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
Now, a lot of times, I have seen those, but it's usually someone that's got a lot of comorbidities, and they already had problems. Well, we will see people who have maybe a little bit of dementia, and then they have a surgical procedure, and all that total body inflammation somehow affects the chemistry of the brain, and then they go into stage 7 dementia, which is there's only 7 stages.
Speeds them up.
And sometimes they recover from that as the inflammation recedes. Sometimes they never do.
Yeah.
I don't count that, though. That's more of a total body thing, and those people are not healthy in the first place.
Yeah.
So you're doing emergency procedures. You're not doing elective procedures on people that are that sick.
No.
So
Yeah, I don't remember what the surgery was.
I read another thing that said for all anesthesia, it was like 0.04% of people had an adverse effect that affected them long term after anesthesia, and I think that one included, if I remember correctly, partial conscious sedation, like for colonoscopies, and general anesthesia. So when you have a colonoscopy, you can still breathe, and you can still talk too. Those people say all kinds of crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I was just wondering, Dr. Steve, too, and we don't have to go into it now, but I'll do some research. But I wonder if they break it down even further. People having cardiac procedures having worse signs of dementia following.
Oh, I don't know about that. I see it in hips.
Yeah, well, big joints and stuff like that. But I just kind of wonder, because the heart-mind connection, you know, what about 100% of all people have heart procedures have depression.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so I just wonder if that's going to affect the brain more. I'll look into it.
Yeah, we should do some more research on that rather than just spouting off.
Yeah, again, I'm not
statistics.
I'm not
we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
No, I'm not saying that for sure. I'm saying it's a query. Do you want to hear our question from the gallery?
Yes. So for people who are listening to this after the fact, we broadcast live around 3:30 every Wednesday on our YouTube channel, and we have people ask questions in the what we call the waiting room.
And some of them are good questions.
Yeah, they are.
This actually is a good question.
Okay.
So this is from Bob. Sometimes when I drink red wine, I get sharp pains in my cheeks and upper jaw. What's up with that?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Do
you know it?
Well,
Go
I've
ahead.
got a guess.
Yeah.
Alcohol flushing.
Sounds like it.
Enzyme in your
I
face.
have that
Number
now.
one
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
take advice.
Wrong one. Sorry. Here.
Give yourself a bill.
Yeah.
That's what
Talk
it
about
sounds like. Well, and the main reason I know this is because going to a Chinese medical school, a lot of the people I went to school with were Asian, and a lot of those guys would get red flushed faces.
He's not being racist. That's
No, I'm
actually
not at all.
real.
No,
That's a thing.
It's
Yeah, that
actually
is-
a real thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing bad, but you could kind of tell it's a dead giveaway where, me being Irish, German, my face looks like this all the time. You don't know when I've been drinking or not, which is more often than not. But yeah, it's an alcohol flushing, not really harmful. You can control it with some of those, like those H2 blockers, can calm it down a little bit.
Do you know what? Well, so I'm going to do what they do in medical schools. So you answer a question right, then they keep drilling until you can't.
Answer.
You can't answer it.
I
anymore.
don't think this will go
so
very far. But we can try. We can try.
Do you know what the defect is that causes alcohol flushing syndrome?
That acetyl dehydrogenase.
Damn it! Oh, you're real close. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Alcohol.
Do you know?
Yeah.
No, I do not
It's
know.
aldehyde dehydrogenase.
It's an enzyme that you don't have enough of, or
Apparently, I don't have
and
enough.
so
of.
what happens is when you go from alcohol to acetaldehyde, and then you have to break that down even further to its constituent parts, and from ethanol to acetaldehyde, and then water and other breakdown projects. And when it gets stuck in acetaldehyde, it'll make you sick, and you'll get flushing and all those kinds of things. And so my dad's wine, my dad was a vintner, and he tried to make wine out of local North Kakalaki grapes.
Okay.
They're called fox grapes. And they were pretty good to eat, but he was wildly unsuccessful in his and he would make wine in these giant wooden barrels, and he would do the secondary fermentation in there, and then he would bottle it. He was so proud of it, and he would give people 6-packs of this stuff, and people that had it would go, "Oh, thanks, Irv.
Thanks, Irv.
That's very thoughtful of you," and then immediately toss it in the dumpster, right? And so I was doing organic chemistry at the time, and I took a sample of his wine to my lab and ran it on the gas chromatograph, and it showed a peak, not where alcohol is supposed to be. There was a small one with that, but a huge peak where the acetaldehyde was. And your body cannot tolerate acetaldehyde. It's got to get rid of it. And if you can't get rid of it and it builds up, then it causes all these effects. And there are drugs that they can give you if you're a drinker that will stop the metabolism of alcohol and stop it right at acetaldehyde to induce this effect. It helps people from, drinking again. I was trying to figure out how to work recidivism into that sentence that I'd already constructed, and I couldn't do it. So anyway, it helps prevent recidivism of drinking. And there's an antibiotic that also causes this. Do you know the name of it?
Metronidazole.
Ooh,
I was going to say,
Give yourself a bill.
that's it. Yep, metronidazole.
also known as, I know what it is.
You
my
need
God.
it for STDs.
Yes, Flagell.
Flagell. There you go.
There you go. Well,
Good.
cool, man.
Woohoo!
Yep, very
Look at
good.
him.
So, yeah, if you take Flagell, you should not drink alcohol because it may, not always will, but may make you very sick. So they'll always counsel you not to do that. So, good.
Did that a couple of times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
Working
it says
at the
here,
Slow learner.
No, working at the health department.
says here there are at least 540 million people worldwide with aldehyde dehydrogenase deficiency. That's about 8% of the population. People of Japanese, Chinese, and Korean descent are more likely to have alcohol flush reaction. At least 36% and perhaps up to 70% of East Asians experience facial flushing as a response to drinking alcohol.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we had our buddy that used to listen to the show years ago from Nashville. He's the one that invited us to do the Skydog conferences. He's the hacker. Yeah, he had
What's
that.
going on with
I
that?
hadn't heard from him in years. I think they stopped.
COVID
because of
killed
COVID.
that, too.
Yeah.
It killed every damn good thing.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy.
Except WATP, they just had a big event right in the middle of a pandemic in Chicago. So,
Yeah.
and I woke up thinking that I'd given everybody COVID. I got all real paranoid. Not sure why I got paranoid. It could have been the trip to the dispensary in Chicago. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might have been it. All right, let's see here. Let's take one last one. We've got another minute.
Matt from Connecticut.
Hey, Matt.
I am about halfway through an accelerated nursing program
Okay.
at a state university here,
Good
and I'm
for you.
just heading into my med surge clinical, and with COVID and everything, it's off the rails completely. But I wanted to reach out to you with a different kind of question than what you're probably used to getting. I know that you got into medical, the medical profession, healthcare, as a second career. I was an accountant before I jumped in at 40 years old to do nursing.
DJ Mel B
And
did, too.
I know that you had, you always keep busting on ham radios and things like that, so you obviously had a much different degree. Did you feel a sense of, that you didn't belong, or that you're a fraud, or they're going to find out, or
No, and
any sort of, a lot of stuff?
we're almost out of time.
Wow.
That's a type A personality. That's got nothing to do with your career.
No,
You
you
are
got
a-
this, buddy.
You are a type A person. That's why you're succeeding. And type A people, the classic symptom of that is they feel like they're a fraud and that someone's going to find out that they're there and they shouldn't be. You absolutely should be there. This is the opposite of the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is when dumb people think they're better at stuff. And then there is the opposite side of the Dunning-Kruger effect where really smart people think they underestimate their abilities. So you're going to be fine. And, anytime you want to come down here and be on the radio, you're welcome to come because we want our brothers and sisters in healthcare to, be welcome in this place. So anyway, we're out of time.
Definitely. Keep going, buddy. You got this.
Until next time, check your stupid nuts for lumps. Quit smoking, get off your asses, get some exercise. We'll see you in 1 week for the next edition of Weird Medicine. Thanks, Mel B. Thanks, Scott.
Bye,
you
y'all.
go.
All right, good. All right. So let's do the podcast part. Got anything else in the room?
Not yet.
I looked up some weird codes.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one that actually happened to my mom.
Okay, well, don't
There's
talk
a
about it
code
now.
for
Then
that.
we'll talk about it on the show. We'll do
Okay.
that in the podcast side.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's just do it quick. Get it the fuck over with.
It's totally dumb though.
Oh, you know what? I need to call my office real quick. Sorry. Don't go away, everybody.
My phone is going nuts.
What's wrong with it?
Like everybody's texting me.
Oh, take
Are they listening to you?
I don't know, maybe. If anyone is listening to me, text me.
Text me. I thought you meant it was breaking or something.
Oh, my mama.
What's mom's name?
Harriet.
Beautiful name.
She's a beautiful woman.
I
You know what
that
she looks
Harriet,
like?
yeah,
This.
You're still broadcasting, so just in
Oh,
case.
okay. Hi, y'all.
Just in case there's something.
Hi, Mama, if you're listening.
If you
Oh,
are,
that's-
Steve's
okay.
doing all the dirty talk. We're not. We're good. We're on good behavior.
Okay,
Dr.
hang
Steve
on.
is not.
I'm being a good girl.
That is either Tinia.
He's using text to talk.
Yeah.
Because he can't
Can
spell
you
it.
play that thing?
No.
Versacolor.
Boo. I used to be able to play
Oh, I bought something cool, Scott.
the theme song
You're
to
gonna
Top
shit
Gun.
yourself.
Don't shit yourself in this room.
It's an amp. It's called a Spark. And what you do, it has an app, and you can apparently load effects onto the app, and then when you activate it, it'll activate it on the amp too. Plus, it knows what notes you're playing and chords, and you can play the thing like a song to it, and it'll tell you what the chords are, and then it'll show you how to play it.
Oh, that's cool.
So when it comes, I bought it for Beck because I think he got shortchanged at
That's cool.
At
That's
Christmas.
really cool.
but I really got it for me.
That's cool.
So anyway, yeah,
you
I'll,
can so play that thing.
No, can't.
Just a little bit.
here. If you, well, don't tune it up now. Let's
No,
do
no,
the
no,
let's
no,
do
no,
the
we're doing podcast first.
let's do the podcast.
Hey, my mom has a question.
For real?
Yeah, can she have a caller question?
Yeah, you can say it because she can't call in unless she wants to call in right now to the regular number.
No, we'll pass on that.
Okay. Yeah, but you can say it.
I can read you her text.
Yeah. Okay. Did she know you're doing the show?
Yeah,
She listened to you last time?
I think so.
Okay.
I hope so. I
right.
told her to listen.
Okay, here we go.
Here, I'll ask her if she wants to be on the show.
Yeah, tell her.
Well, she can't. Oh, she could. Yeah, you could hold the phone up.
Just speaker.
Just do that while we're doing this. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Why did the turtle cross the road? We don't know yet. He's still crossing.
God dang it! I'm recording in the wrong place. Hang on, we got to do that again. That wasn't a bad joke. I felt bad booing her. Is she on? Okay, well just hang on. Put her on speakerphone, and we'll get right to her. Matter of fact, this might take a minute. Just tell her we'll call her right back.
Okay, hey, I'll call you right back.
Now, you'll have to turn the volume way up and hold it right up to the microphone. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's try that again. Sorry.
Why did the lion cross the road? To get to the other pride.
If you just read the bio for Dr. Steve, host of Weird Medicine on Sirius XM 103 and made popular by two really comedy shows, Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez, you would have thought that this guy was a bit of, a clown.
Why can't you give me the respect that I'm entitled to?
I've got diphtheria crushing my esophagus. I've got Ebola virus dripping from my nose. I've got the leprosy of the heart valve, exacerbating my incredible woes. I want to take my brain out, blasted with the wave, an ultrasonic echographic and a pulsating shave. I want a magic pill for all my ailments, the health equivalent to Citizen Kane. And if I don't get it now in the tablet, I think I'm doomed and I'll have to go insane. I want a requiem for my disease, so I'm paging Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve!
It's Weird Medicine from the world-famous Cardiff Electric Studios. The first and still only uncensored medical show in the history of broadcast radio, now a podcast. I'm Dr. Scott. Well, I said I'm Dr. Scott. What an idiot. That's been a long day. I'm Dr. Steve with my little pal Dr. Scott, the traditional Chinese medical practitioner who gives me street cred. The weirdo alternative medicine assholes. Hello, Dr. Scott.
Hey, Dr. Steve.
Also, the return of DJ Mel B. Hello, DJ Mel B.
Hello, what's up, everyone?
Everyone was clamoring for your return.
Woohoo!
This is a show for people who had never listened to a medical show on the radio or the internet. If you got a question you're embarrassed to take to your regular medical provider, if you can't find an answer anywhere else, give us a call at 347-766-4323. That's 347-POOHEAD. Follow us on Twitter at Weird Medicine. Or God dang! I'll explain in a second why I'm just completely run out of steam today. And Dr. Scott WM. Visit our website at drsteve.com for podcasts, medical news, and stuff you can buy. Most importantly, we are not your medical providers. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Don't act on anything you hear on this show without talking over with your doctor, nurse practitioner, practical nurse, physician assistant, pharmacist, respiratory therapist, chiropractor, acupuncturist, yoga master, physical therapist, clinical laboratory scientist, registered dietitian, or whatever. Don't forget to check out Dr. Scott's website at simplyherbals.net, simplyherbals.net. And also check out stuff.drsteve.com. Stuff.drsteve.com makes a huge difference. And you just go there and you can click through to Amazon, or you can buy stuff that we've talked about on the show, including the Navage, the greatest investment in under $100 I've ever made. It's basically a motorized neti pot, and you don't look as stupid as you do when you do a neti pot, and it works better. And it actually sucks stuff out of your nose while it's shooting stuff in the other nostril.
No.
Are you not familiar with the Navage?
I've never used a neti pot. I'm so scared that
Well,
I'll
the
drown.
Navage is the coolest thing in the world because you can't. It shoots water in one nostril and sucks it out the other one. So it goes in like that, it goes around, and then comes back out.
I can't stand putting stuff up my nose.
Well, you don't have, you're not, though. That's what's great about it. Oh, we need to get, okay. I need to call Navage, and we need to get one. And then let DJ Mel B do it live on the air.
Ooh, live on the air. That would be so much fun.
Because if she's going to be squeamish, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'd be puking up her tequila. That'd be bad.
No,
That would be
I'd
hilarious.
never puke up my tequila.
And check us out on patreon.com at patreon.com/weirdmedicine. Those are Tacey and Steve shows. And we're having a lot of fun over there. I'm putting some classic shows up there that you cannot find anywhere else. We got some inexpensive tiers and some not so inexpensive tiers, and hopefully none of my tiers when Tacey rips me a new one on that show from time to time. So, but anyway, it's a fun
Good for
show.
her.
Yeah, of course. And that's about it. Cameo. I'm still doing cameos. I went up on my price a little bit because I had a pre-Christmas special.
Shit.
And I went up on my price a little bit, but they're still cheaper than shit compared to everybody else. And I'll say fluid and secretions and basically say whatever you want me to say. So check that out. Go to Cameo and just search for Dr. Steve Weird Medicine or just Weird Medicine. So anyway, the reason that I am flagging a little bit today, and I'm hoping I'll perk up as the show goes on, is I did 2 hours of Patreon with Carl and producer Chris from Who Are These Podcasts for their Patreon feed, and basically did an analysis of John Melendez, a.k.a. Stuttering John, which was kind of fun, and did some excerpts from his book. And listen, I'm a fan of Stuttering John's. At least I was a fan of the earlier. I'm okay, thank you. Mel B's handing me a shot glass full of tequila. I'm a fan of his. I loved the guy when he was Hero of the Stupid on the Howard Stern show, and then I gained respect for him when he was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. He seemed like a very engaging guy. He got a neat gig out of that. going to the Tonight Show. And then I don't know what happened, but he's not as much fun anymore, and he just seems angry. I feel bad for him, and I do like John, but his book is just, it's too much fun to listen to and make fun of. And Carl, it's infectious. You know, you get in there with Carl, and you start saying things that you normally might not say. So he's good at that. But anyway, I really enjoyed it, but we started at 2 and we ended up at 4. And so I'm just about tapped out, and then we're doing another hour and a half of this stuff, you know, producing. And I've got another 2.5 hours to get all this stuff ready for broadcast. So anyway, so I'm just a little out of it. No, it's not that. It's not that.
Tell me the tequila will help.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Thank you very much. You go right ahead, DJ Mel B.
You wear it out there, Mel B.
Well, okay.
Okay, now let's do the end. I think I can cut that into something. All right.
You want Mom to call real quick?
Yeah, let's do Mom's call.
Our last question. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll do one question, be done. Yep.
It's a COVID-related question.
Okay. Do you want me to hold the phone once you get her on the phone?
Hello, Mother. You're live on the air on Weird Medicine.
So we're going to have DJ Mel B's mom on the phone.
Mom's on the phone. Mom, say hi. Say loud.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, everybody.
You want me to hold the
hold
phone?
on just a second. I'm going to give you to Steve.
Okay. Hello, Mel B's mom. I don't know if you know that's her radio name, so.
Well, I do.
Oh, so she made you listen to the last time she was on the show?
No, she didn't. And I wasn't sure how to get it up.
Oh, that's
so
probably
I
good.
didn't.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I know. I
Mom.
was going to say that.
Mom, watch what you say. These men will tear you apart.
I just realized that.
Oh, we love it. Love it.
So, your daughter, who is slamming shots of tequila over here.
I'm not slamming,
Yes.
Mama.
That I don't doubt.
Mom.
There we go. The truth comes out.
Is said
number
that you
4.
had a question for us. Hopefully we can answer it.
Yes. We were wondering, can a severe case of COVID like my husband had cause problems with your eyesight?
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah. Now, he was sick back when I was sick.
Tell
we
us-
all had it together.
Okay, so he got sick the same time everybody else did.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so what kind of symptoms is he having with his eyesight?
He's just having some blurring and what else?
Well, yeah, and I just can't read the fine print like I did.
He can't read fine print like he did.
He's 80.
He's just having some problem making the letters out.
Okay.
He's also diabetic. He
He's
has
also
some
diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, and he has just had an eye exam and was showing no signs of any problem.
What now?
Like
let me ask you
before
this.
He had COVID.
Before he had COVID. Okay.
Yes.
So has he had an eye exam since then by an ophthalmologist rather than an optometrist?
No, he
Okay.
had one the middle of August by an ophthalmologist.
Oh, he did. Okay. So, and that was
That was right before we
right before
before
COVID.
COVID.
Okay.
probably a couple
Yes.
weeks.
All right. So, COVID-19 blocks or restricts blood supply to the retina in some patients, and it causes a thing called retinopathy. And diabetic patients already know what retinopathy is. And they think it begins to occur between 2 and 4 weeks after they've recovered from COVID, and the main symptom is blurred vision. Now, the other thing that he could have, though, is a detached vitreous. So the vitreous is the clear jelly that's in the eye. And when in our generation, I'm 66, so he's got a few years on me, and you cough a lot, that can separate the vitreous humor from the back of the retina, and that will cause blurry vision too. But usually you'll have spots of blurry vision with flashes of light and stuff like that. So if he's not having that, he may just have garden variety long COVID retinopathy, and he definitely needs to go see an ophthalmologist and have them do a retinal exam.
Okay.
Now,
All right.
what can you do about it? Hell, I don't know. That's the ophthalmologist.
Sorry about it.
I know what it is. I just don't know what to do about it. But the ophthalmologist will know if there is anything they can do about it.
Good.
Okay.
That's good.
So I'm gonna. My provisional diagnosis in the absence of flashing lights and spots is going to be post-COVID retinopathy, and I would love for you to call back and tell us if I'm right, because I am extremely narcissistic and I like to.
He likes being right.
I do like being right, but I like being wrong too, because if I'm wrong, then it means I learned something.
Exactly.
All right.
Any other?
That's what I've always
else?
said.
Is
And,
diabetes?
I've told Melissa that, but she doesn't
Change.
have that that gene as far as tequila is concerned. So I'm not sure there's any hope for that.
No, that's okay, but she's a good girl though.
Well, thank you. I think so.
Yeah, we love working with her. So you raised a good one.
Very smart.
Aw.
Very
Thank
smart.
you.
And she's right purty too. So
Party
there you go.
thing.
Well, she takes after her mother.
I'm
There
sure
you
she
go.
does. Awesome. Well, listen, hey, thanks for calling in, and I hope his eyesight gets better. And let us know how that turns out. He needs to see an ophthalmologist, and if you need a name, I'll give Melissa one. I know the best person for him to see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we do see an ophthalmologist.
Okay.
And so I'll check with you on that.
Okay, well, now,
Just
if
let Melissa
you
know.
already have one, then they'll know what to do.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Thanks.
Bye, Mama.
Okay,
Love
bye-bye.
you.
Okay, bye-bye. I don't know that she could hear you. We could hear you, but I don't know that she could. Yeah, there you go. Post-COVID retinopathy. That's going to be my guess. It's
Well, I'll keep you
an
posted.
educated guess, but.
Keep you posted.
All right, are we ready to get out of here?
Sure.
Do we have anything else? Anything else in the?
There was one other good question at the
Okay.
very end. If I can find
All right.
it real quick. It was a really
it's
good
podcast.
question.
It's okay.
Yeah, while he looks for that,
Yeah,
did you know that
I'm sorry.
there's a code for if you
Oh.
get hit by a duck?
Okay, we're gonna do crazy codes, so that'll be a good teaser for the next show. Are you gonna
There you
come?
go.
Will you come next week?
Yeah, I'll come next
Okay,
week.
because Carissa will be here next week, and she had some codes too. So one of the things that I tasked them with was to find crazy diagnosis codes that are actually in the manual. So what is the ICD-10 code for hit by a duck?
I'll have to look it up. I didn't memorize it. Hold on, it's
It was
right
my
here.
favorite sign-on in the emergency room from 1986 was they used to write patient states chest pain or patient states short of breath. And my favorite one was patient states hit on head by plastic Santa at Walmart. And that was they were trying to get a damn lawsuit going.
Yep.
So they
Yes.
wanted it in the medical record.
went-
Go ahead.
All right, struck by a duck, which my mother has been struck by a duck.
Yeah,
I witnessed it.
my
It was
uncle's
very
been
scary.
struck by a swan.
Yes. It's W61.62XD.
I wonder if they're
That's for a subsequent encounter.
Oh, so there's a first encounter and a subsequent
Yes,
encounter?
we can have
So
multiple visits. for this.
W61 what?
W61.62.
Okay, I'm just going to put that in and
Yeah.
see. Struck by a duck.
Struck by a duck.
I was looking to
She
see
was
if it
struck
was synonymous
by a
with
duck.
anything else. That is crazy.
It's also synonymous with being struck by a turtle, which is very
Oh,
close.
is that right? Okay.
I mean, I don't know how you can get struck by a turtle.
So
They're
on-
pretty
on
slow.
my
Somebody would
How
have to be
can
really
you
mad
not
at you.
See that coming.
My dad's property, he had a lake, and there were 2 swans on there. And the male swan, for whatever reason, we'd get around there, he would ignore everybody, just completely aloof. Whenever my uncle, and we called him Uncle Gunk, his name was Uncle Chuck, but we always called him Uncle Gunk.
That's awesome.
And when he would come down there, that damn swan, you could see his wings would start to spread, and you would see him just thrusting in the water just to swim as fast as he could to go after my uncle. And he chased him around his car, and my uncle got in his car, and then he hears this thump like that, and that damn swan hit with his beak. It hit the panel of his car and put a big ass dent in it.
Oh.
Now they've got really, really strong neck muscles.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get hit by one.
Duck.
Oh my God.
And a turtle.
So it says here that there is some other. The following contain annotations and back references that may be applicable. One is external causes of morbidity and exposure to animate mechanical forces. I love that, animate mechanical forces. That means a living thing hit you. Wow. That's a good one. I remember there was one called Ghost Hand, and I've never seen that either. I want to code this code someday. W61.62. I might just throw it in once, just in the middle of a bunch of other codes. Just see what happens.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, last one real quick. You ready for this?
Yep.
Yeah, real quick. Richard asked about can wearing a mask cause a sinus infection? He had one last winter and said since they have to wear a mask all the time in New York City, has to wear again, and he thinks he's getting another sinus infection. So can you get a sinus infection from wearing a mask?
I have not seen any data for that. If you're allergic to the fabric, for sure, or the thing that you're washing it in, I recommend people to go buy the paper surgical face mask. Stop wearing if you're going to wear a mask, stop wearing the cloth ones. They don't do anything. The surgical mask might actually do a little bit. With this Omicron, though, I mean, there's... You know, mask wearing kind of is a joke at this point. But
it might help a little bit, but it's not going to stop it completely.
No, that's right. And a little bit might help. You know, back when we had OG COVID, it was great because, you know, the R sub T, or the number of people one person would infect in the real world, was right around 1.1. So, you know, if you had 10% effectiveness of the mask, that would drop that down to, you know, 0.9. And so you'd see a decline in cases. So at that point, mask wearing made sense. When you have an R sub 0, in other words, a hypothetical infection rate of 10 people for each one person, so this thing is going up by orders of magnitude, then I don't see where, honestly, wearing a mask is going to make a big difference. Now, if it keeps one person from getting it, I guess, you know, what the hell? You know, I don't know. I think mandating it is a little nutty, but just because of the numbers, I just don't see that it has a significant effect now. But do I have data that says that? No, I don't. This is my own supposition, given the earlier data on how masks actually prevent infections.
And can we give Richard a little bit of tidbit of advice?
Yes, of course.
That may or may not work, but you know, I would certainly, if he's susceptible to sinus infections, look at a sinus spray. Look at the Navage. Look at your Simply Herbals nasal sprays, etc.
And do that prophylactically.
Right, exactly. And maybe try to keep from getting your sinus infection, and see if there's anything else in his environment that may be causing him to get a sinus infection or whatever.
I'm looking at several reviews of the literature, and none of them have pointed out that mask wearing is an independent risk factor for sinus infections.
Mm-hmm.
And it says here people may mistake symptoms for a sinus infection when there's something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, viral URIs are confused with sinus infections. There's a lot of things it could be a lot of things. If you're having problems in that regard, I would get, like Dr. Scott said, a neti pot or a Navage and see if you can prophylactically stop it from
Try
happening.
to keep it cleaned out a little bit.
And if it keeps up, then definitely, if there's any chance it's the detergent in your cloth mask or the cloth mask itself, then start using disposable paper masks. They're cheap. You could, in the beginning they were hard to find, but now they're everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
everybody.
Hang in there, Richard.
Yeah, feel better. Let us know what you find out. Thanks, Dr. Scott. Thanks to DJ Mel B.
You're welcome.
Are you okay? You left for a second.
I had to go potty.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
Well, you asked.
It was the all that tequila you've been slamming. God damn, how much? Oh my God, that bottle was full. Am I going to need to get you an Uber?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Oh boy.
I have teenagers.
That's
can
what
drive.
everyone
That's
who gets
exactly
in a drunk wreck says. Well, I'll be fine.
I'll send my daughter my location.
We can't forget Rob Sprance, Bob Kelly, Greg Hughes, Anthony Cumia, Jim Norton, Travis Teff, that Gould girl, Lewis Johnson, Paul Ofcharsky, Chowdy 1008, Eric Nagel, the Port Charlotte Horror, the Saratoga Skank, the Florida Floozy, DJ Melby, Roland Campos, sister of Chris, Sam Roberts, she who owns Pigs and Snakes, Pat Duffy, Dennis Falcone, Matt Kleinschmidt, Dale Dudley, Holly from the Gulf, Christopher Walken's double, a.k.a. Steve Tucci, the great Rob Bartlett, Vic's Nether Fluids, Cardiff Electric, Casey's Wet T-Shirt, Carl's Deviated Septum, producer Chris, the inimitable Vincent Paulino, everybody. Eric Zane, Bernie and Sid, Martha from Arkansas's daughter, Ron Bennington, and of course our dear departed friends, Fez Watley and GVAC, who will never be forgotten. Listen to our Sirius XM show on the Faction Talk channel, Sirius XM channel 103, Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, on demand, and other times at Jim McClure's pleasure. Many thanks to our listeners.
Oh, and one last thing.
Okay, sure.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy
birthday, Bill.
Or Bob.
Wait, was
Bob?
it Bill or
no,
Bob?
No, it was Bill Schaefer.
It is Bill. You're
Was
Bill
it?
the cop.
Happy
She's
birthday,
right.
Bill.
Yeah, happy birthday, Bill.
Many thanks to our listeners whose voicemail and topic ideas make this job very easy. Go to our website. The sad thing is nobody listens this far.
No.
I just do this for the people who know they're getting a shout out. They listen, but nobody else listens.
Maybe Bill will be listening.
I hope so.
And he won't have ate his cake by
Poor
himself.
old Bill. Go to our website at drsteve.com for schedules, podcasts, and other crap. Until next time, check your stupid nuts for lumps, quit smoking, get off your asses, and get some exercise. We'll see you in 1 week for the next edition of Weird Medicine. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
All right.
You.
So we're off. Anybody got anything in the chat room before we get out of here? Yeah.
They love DJ Mel.
They, of course, because
Nuh-uh.
she's delightful.
Well,
Other
she
critics
is.
out there.
No, they love you.
Have they said
No, we had
anything?
67 people
The
listening.
only
Listen, I
critics
don't
that
make a
would
big
be for-
deal out of this.
67?
Well, we have
The only critics
many
would be
thousands that listen to it in, in their own leisure. But at 3:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, we're lucky to get 5 people. So yeah, we had 67.
Sweet.
Back when we used to do these on Saturday, we'd have 300-400 people.
I had someone text me. I don't know if I'm allowed to say their name.
No, don't say their
But
name.
they asked. I sent a picture of myself in your studio, and it was kind of like, well, what are you doing? I'm doing Weird Medicine. Is that Dr. Steve's show? I was like, hell yes, it is.
Somebody I know?
I have no idea if you know this person. We'll talk.
I don't want him knowing anything about what I do. I've got a story there. Is he putting the moves on you? Oh, come on.
Everybody.
He does that
He
to
does
everybody.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know he does.
No. He's not to know anything.
No, he doesn't need to know.
No. Tell him, don't worry about it.
F off.
Okay, let me see. Let me save this. And then you want to play a song, Dr. Scott?
play
We're
one.
still on. DJ Mel B, can you sing harmony?
Oh, hell no, but I'll try. I'm drunk enough.
Okay. Well, should I put the camera on you? You drunk enough to do anything interesting for the camera?
Probably not.
Sucker.
Okay. Not quite there yet.
Not quite there.
It's all right.
But you can put the camera on me because I have some friends that are watching live.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Put it on.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah,
I will.
it should be on there. It should be right on there, actually.
It's not.
Can you
It's
turn
not
it?
on. No, it's on the two of us. You said you didn't want your face on today. So.
Oh, I don't care. My hair's just greasy from my massage.
I can actually.
Oh, how was your massage?
Oh my God, it was incredible.
Was there a happy ending?
Steve, you want me to
Well,
put
not
a
a happy
camera on
ending.
her? I can use mine.
No, it's okay. No, I've got cameras.
Well, just turn that one a little bit.
No, it should be.
No,
should
we're
be-
good.
reach
We're
it.
good. We're good. Okay, what are we playing?
I can clap along. I'll be the tambourine. I promise you do not want me to sing. I didn't know you could play too.
I can't. I play at it. I don't.
This is such a
I don't
treat.
play it. It is not.
I love music.
Well, then you won't like this. What key is this in?
G. B7. G coming. C.
I need the music to this.
All of me.
I know. Okay.
All of me.
I have the music to that.
Yep.
Hang on.
Yep. And G. All of me.
It's bad that I didn't recognize it.
Love me. You got the. You heard it. You could make it up.
No. I was noodling for no reason. Let's see.
Noodle around.
And
Hey,
you want
you're
to
on.
play it in G?
Yeah, in G.
What do we? What?
No, I was gonna say you're on. If you don't smile,
Oh,
Sail 'em. You are there. It's all of you for all of me.
So it goes G to D sharp. Is that what
It
you're doing?
goes G to a B7.
Uh-oh.
It's like a B minor.
Oh, it's wrong. All of me.
Oh,
This is
all
some
of it.
stupid. Hang on. Are we sure that's the name of that song?
Yeah, All of Me by Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Willie.
Willie Nelson. It's
I wonder if
actually
he
the-
listens to
the
the
second
show.
version. Oh, I know he
No.
does. I know he does. He loves it.
He does.
We
I
answer
heard.
all of his weird Willie questions because Willies are the second.
There's a
most-
John Legend song called All of Me that's not the same.
Oh no, it's
Not
not
the
close.
same.
And I was like, what in the hell?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a very different song. It's also
Yep.
good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I'm certain John Legend listens to the show.
Whoops. Okay, I can
Yeah,
I can fake
Yeah,
it.
you've got that.
No, I don't have
Just
it.
walking that G up and down.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's get some reverb on you.
Ooh, I'll look up the lyrics.
All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my arm, I want to lose them. And take my lips, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. Can't you see I'm no good without you? You took a part of me that once was my heart, so why not take all of me? You gonna whistle for it, Steve?
I got my Invisaligns in. I can't do it with the Invisaligns.
Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my arms, I want to lose them. And take my lips, I'll never ever use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. Can't you see I'm no good without you? You took the part of me that once was my heart, so why not take all of me?
That's it?
That's it, baby.
Yay.
That's not so bad, huh? That was terrible.
I could work on that, make it decent. I was barely keeping up on that, so.
No, you sounded good. Did you, Mel? He moves up and down pretty good. He sounds good.
He does very well.
Well, he
You
can play
both do.
anything.
I wish I could contribute more than the snap.
All you gotta do is dance.
All right, are we out of here? What time
We're
is
out
it?
here. Yeah, 5:30.
5:30?
It is
Okay.
5:30.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks
for
for
tolerating our
listening to that bullshit.
It was fun, though.
I didn't even record that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, you want to record it?
That's the best we've done in years.
Ah, shit.
That was beautiful.
It wasn't bad, was it, Melody?
It was beautiful.
I'll tell you what. Send me an email. Tell me to practice it. That will force me to actually practice, and then we'll do it next time. We'll record it, and then we'll.
Yeah, I think that sounded actually pretty good. I swear to.
And now
the bass was.
You were
good.
fine. It's for you know.
We need a song I know for next week.
All right, what songs do you know now? And then I'll take my Invisaligns out so I can whistle that solo. I used to whistle a good solo.
Yeah, I was because normally
Man, my
Steve
daughter
was
can whistle like a champ. I
you can
cannot. I also cannot sing, but I'll pretend.
You don't have to sing. You just sit there and look pretty and snap. You can be the rhythm section.
This is my whistling.
Well, there you go.
That's Steve whistling,
kinda-
not me.
that's-
I'm just blowing air.
You're blowing air, hot air. Yeah, all you've got to do is look pretty and snap your fingers.
Woohoo!
All right.
You got it. All right, guys.
What song do you know?
A lot.
How about Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain? You know?
No.
Learn it by next week.
No, are you fucking crazy?
Why?
We'll both cry.
No, I don't
God,
cry at that anymore. I did the time when we did the G-Back show because that was the first song that we played with him, but I don't cry during that anymore.
I don't cry the whole time. What else do you know?
A lot of stuff.
Okay, name something.
I
Let's
don't
be
know
specific.
anything about Alabama or.
How about Angel from Montgomery?
You know Angel from Montgomery?
I think so.
Yeah, she's the word John Prine and
yeah, what's her name?
What's her face? Bonnie Raitt.
Oh, I love Bonnie Raitt.
How about let's give them something to talk about? Do you know that?
When I'm alone in the shower, I can kill that song.
Okay.
Well, let's talk something to it. How about I am an old woman.
Okay, we do an Angel from Montgomery
Down to
instead.
my mother.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My old man is another child who's grown old. My dreams were thunder, lightning was desire. Old old house should have burned down.
Okay, Mel B, I got your
A
reverb
long
on.
time ago. All right, Mel, ready? Make me an angel with flowers from Montgomery. You gonna sing with me?
No.
Make me
Oh, come on.
a poster
God damn it.
of an old rodeo.
I thought I did this one, but maybe not.
Just give me one thing I can hold on to. I'm leaving this living is just a hard way to go.
Okay,
Now
so
this is
that's-
your part here, Mel.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
So
When
I am an old
was-
man is D.
Yeah, D, yep.
Okay, hang on.
Yep.
Okay, I'm ready.
When I was younger,
I was young.
I had me a cowboy.
Ooh.
He weren't much to look at,
Aw.
just a free rambling man. But that was a long time ago. No matter how hard I tried, the year just flew by like a broken down dam. You ready? Make me an angel, fly from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. But leaving this living just a hard way to go. You got it?
I'm working on
All right, hang on, okay. We're going first three, okay. There's flies in the kitchen. Hear 'em all a buzzing. Ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, with nothing to say? All right, ready? Make me an angel, there go flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster, there you go, of an old rodeo. Good job. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Even this living just a hard way to go. One more time. Make me an angel, there you go, flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster from an old rodeo. There you go. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. There you go. Leaving this living is just a hard way to go. And Steve can run through the bass.
it. Go, Steve, go.
Ah, shit. Well, it's been way too long since I played.
It's okay.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, that's what I was looking for.
He can play anything, literally.
I cannot.
It's incredible. He can. He really can.
He's that personality.
really
He's not going to
Hey, she could do, you know what we could do?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Wait a second. It's been so long since I played this too.
Oh, she could do this, could she? Oh, shit, I can't think of the name, Steve.
What?
I can't think of the fucking name of the song. It's
Walk on the Wild Side.
Thank you. I literally can't pull it up. All right, you should know this song, man.
Walk on the Wild Side?
You're gonna do when he gets, and I'll just hang on.
And you're gonna sing,
You're gonna-
and the nurse practitioners go, instead of saying,
You're gonna see it. And the nurse practitioners go.
and the NPs go. No, don't say NPs. The nurse practitioners go.
And the nurse practitioners go.
We're playing this in C. Hear that? You hear the note though? You've got to hit the note. What key you doing this in?
Maybe you all should play in my key.
In B?
Well, I mean that's
Hang on. No, you're doing good. Yeah, we got to go to Mel B. Key of Mel B.
Mel B can do a lot of things.
So it's
Singing
B.
is not one of them.
Oh damn.
And then E. Wait a minute, that's not right.
Oh,
Hang on,
B is
hang
the
on.
worst thing I can play.
Hang on.
Let's play something other than B. Anything other than B. It's hard for me to make it.
Hang on.
I'm gonna try talking into C
Talk them into C.
or G. Anything but B.
Anything lower.
Anything but B. Yeah.
This raspy voice has got to have a low.
My girl needs a G.
So it's B.
G.
E. What key did we do it in before? You want to do A and D?
That'd be a whole lot easier. A whole lot easier. I mean, I can get my mandolin to play.
No, that's okay.
But I can't play it.
Okay, try A and D then. Give me an A chord.
All right, here we go. A to D. I came from Miami, FLA. I hitchhiked away across USA. Plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, and he was the she says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. And the nurse practitioners go.
This sucks.
There you go. I think we're in the wrong key for her. Take one here.
Okay.
You're doing good. A little joke never once gave it away. Everybody had to pay and pay. I hustle here and I hustle there. New York City is the place where this says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey baby, take a walk on the wild side. Ready? And the nurse practitioners go. There you go. You got it. There you go. Sugar Plum Fairy came and hit the streets. You were on key. Looking for soul food and a place to eat. Went to the Apollo. You should have seen her go. We said, hey, sugar, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey, Mel B, let's take a walk on the wild side. What do you think? Last course. And Jackie was just speeding away. Thought she was dating Gene for a day. Then I guess she had to crash a valley with a help that fast. She said, "Hey, Mel B, let's take a walk on that wild side. Hey, Mel B, let's take a walk on that wild side." And the nurse back there say, "Do do 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 do." There you go. That was fun.
Anyone who actually cares about Lou Reed's going to put out a hit on us after that.
Hey, the good news is it's so bad that no one would even...
I know, we won't get a copyright strike on that for playing that because nobody can recognize it.
Oh, God, Richard's still listening. Poor Richard.
Oh, my God.
Poor Richard. That used to be a place to eat.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, old Richard's a good feller.
Thanks, Richard.
He is a good, he is a good, and I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He put up
He surely is. He's one of them. He's a solid feller. We know him down the holler. He never did touch a Drapa's corn squeeze as long as he did live, and that's a fact.
I love it. I love it.
That guy lives in my head, too.
That's funny. Well,
along with his cousin Myrtle.
Good job.
He ought to have you a little corn squeezins every once in a while. It's good for the rheumatism. Now, Myrtle, you ought not to be encouraging such behavior amongst the... Anyway, bye, everybody. Good Lord.
Good stuff. That was fun, man.
That was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, you found the right key there at the end. That was great.
At the end.